Hey, it's Rob. Welcome to Axel's Garage. We are still working on the Big Dummies K5, trying to get it closed in after it came back from being wrapped. So we need to do on this side a window motor regulator and weather stripping, channel weather stripping, complete weather stripping. So what we're trying to do now is just get the old window motor and regulator out, and it's big. And this is the window of opportunity. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to get it out. What we're going to do is we're going to go look at the new one in the box and see how we fold it up to make it as small as possible. Alright, so the new window motor and regulator ships in two pieces. So I'm guessing that it might have to come out in two pieces, not one piece. I mean, in reality, I hope it comes out in one piece. So this has got to go there like that. And this bracket's going to go underneath. Like that. Ah. So this going under. Something like that. Oh, like this. Like that. Alright, let's go play with it and see. Watch your hands on the rack.
I know.
Okay. Somebody's got to stick their hand right here.
Then I gotta stop recording.
Okay. You don't have to squeeze real hard. It's a very light window.
Oh, okay.
Okay, my hand. I got it.
All right, let go. Let go with your hand.
Let go. All right.
That's my hand now.
Oh, that's all right. I'm hanging up on something.
Yeah, my hand.
Oh, hell with the hand. Is that good? Good. That's paybacks. Do you call that paybacks?
All right, so to get this window out, which it doesn't have to come out, but we need to put new weather stripping in the channels here. So you see, like this channel, Robbie, if you want. This channel where the window rides. Pull the old stuff out. There we go. See how it's coming apart. This is what actually kills those regulators, or the motors actually, is this dries out, gets very brittle, and the window starts getting a little cockeyed as it's going up and down. So this is attached in by a screw that's, I believe, right here. Yeah. So this bolt here holds this piece in. Trying to see where else this might be in. There's one right here, and there's one up here, and they are Phillips heads. I can move this channel right here. This bolt right here bolt right there is for this channel on the side. It holds it in place. So by taking that bolt out, this channel moves. Oh, look at that. There we go. So this thing right here, you see this little lip? It's got this lip right here is up and in the channel, so you gotta sort of bang it out a little bit. And then this will come up, and you gotta turn it. You gotta turn it like that, because you're gonna see, because you got this thing on there. So you gotta like corkscrew it into the door opening. All right, so at this point, we got the whole door hollow, So the big dummy is going to get a bottle of rubbing alcohol and some red rags, which we have over there, and you are going to clean this panel here, the outside panel, from top to bottom as best as you can, all the way to the bottom. All right, we don't want any, wash your hands first, we don't want any grease or smudges or anything. It's actually in pretty clean condition, but we want to get it clean because we're going to put a layer of Kilmat on this entire thing. All right, so we got the window out, we got the vent window out. The big dummy took some alcohol, cleaned off the inside of the door, and now we're going to put the Kilmat on. The Kilmat comes in a box, 36 square feet, it's 80 mil thick. It's made in the Russian Federation. Say something Russian, Robbie. No? No, now you camera shy? He walks around with this stupid Russian accent all the time. It comes in manageable pre-cut pieces, which is nice. And there's 36 square foot of them. So what you need to do with the Kilmat is you need a bunch of rollers, right? And the grooved rollers instead of the smooth rollers, what the grooved rollers will do is as you're rolling it, it's going to smush down all these little air pockets in the foil, and that'll let you know that you hit everything. And I bought a kit of rollers, so I got a fat one, a regular one, and a skinny one for in any grooves or tighter spots. I'll put a link to the Kilmat and to the rollers in the description below. The rollers are made in China. Don't call me a racist, they just are made in China. I couldn't find US made ones. And Kilmat is made in Russia. The reason why we chose Kilmat is because we did as much research as we could, and it seemed that Kilmat was the best bang for your buck. And this isn't really, this is just to absorb some sound because these things tend to be tinny. A lot of metal on them, a lot of hollow metal. They tend to be tinny the door as well. Right, that's a real tinny sound. So I hope putting the Kilmat in will get rid of some of that tinniness that it has. Just going to try to cover as much as we can. Not going to go crazy to try to get to every single square inch of it. We're just going to do the best that we can. It's all nice and clean, and we'll see how this piece goes in. So let me, before I peel the backing off, see if I can get this. Should be able to run this piece all the way up into the corner. Alright, so I am going to peel a little bit of the backing back like that. Slide it in through the top, and then I'm going to
How about I reach over and push it in?
I'm just playing right now. So I got the top to grab. Pull this down. Pull that, Robbie. Alright, and now just with my hand. Flatten it out with the contour. Alright. Okay. Alright, so that one's in. Let me grab it. So you have these contours. You want to make sure that you're in. So if I grab the rollers, you take the bigger roller. You see how it smushes down? Now you know that it's rolled in good. And then when you get to the contours, you can take the smaller roller to get like up into that corner there. See how? See, like right here is a contour. Get in there like that. Alright, real sharp edge, look at that. Tears it a little bit. Tears that foil film just a little. That's all right. Turn around with the big one. See, you can see I messed up here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another 2 pieces, 3 pieces, however many down the door, and Robbie's going to roll it out. Sound good? All right, so as the day went on, we were fighting with a couple things here or there. We had the window motor and regulator kit. The motor came attached, unattached from the regulator, and we had to attach it. Had a little problem with one of the bolts, of course. The last bolt is always the problem. But we got that fixed. In the meantime, the big dummy, he finished up the Kilmat, took 6 full sheets, covered about, I'd say about 90% of the inside of the door, and then I sent him on his way because he had some stuff to do. I slid the motor and regulator in place, and then I started working on the vent window weather strip, which is, anybody that's ever done that, it is a giant pain in the ass to put a new weather strip in a vent window. Trying to do it without taking the vent window apart, and if you notice, I don't know if you noticed when we were playing with it before, it's kind of squeaky. It really made a big squeak. Well, it was making a big squeak, and I'll show you why. And I have the vent window just back in place in the car with no weather stripping, because right there, the pivot was completely rotted and just sheared right off as I was turning it back and forth trying to get the weather stripping in. So now we either have to repair that or try to find another assembly. I'm not even trying to get the weather stripping in right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this mocked up where it should be so that I can complete his window channel run and get all that in place nice so we can put the glass in and at least get the window up, and we'll have that in place. At least that's enough of a window that he's going to have for today. But we're going to have to search around. I checked LMC real quick, and both sides are back ordered, of course. So I'm going to have to call them to see what the deal is on the back order. Maybe I can find one on eBay that's in decent shape, but we'll see. Okay, last night I was trying to get this window motor regulator in, the window in, the vent window in. You know, the vent window broke because it was all rotted out and we didn't know that. And of course, thankfully, off camera was my giant curse-ridden tirade. And then I said, okay, let me put the broken vent window in with no weather strip just to have something in place, get the window in, and so that it operates up and down. We'll leave the vent window locked shut and it should sit in place. There'll be a little gap and no big deal until the new ones come in, because of course they're back ordered everywhere. So was working on that, and it started to get dark and I'm getting frustrated. I had been out here in the heat all day doing various projects and videos on this K5, and I'm screaming and cursing. I'm by myself and I can't get this thing. And part of the reason is the light. When it's really sunny out, it's hard to see inside the door. And when it starts to get dark, it's hard to see inside the door. When it's sunny out, it's hard to see inside because you just got shadows everywhere. You're better off with a bright, cloudy day. But anyway, sleeping on it overnight, and then coming back out here and just taking a magnetic LED light or any kind of these little lights, they sell them all over the place, and putting them inside the door, and you could actually see, and maybe sleeping on it and just getting a fresh outlook on it we saw what our problem was, and I wound up taking a bunch of stuff apart to see what our problem was, but it was actually the weather stripping on the coming down the vent window. We had it smushed in too far, and the window was fighting with the weather stripping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this vent window. I wound up pulling the vent window out. I'm going to slide the vent window back in, and I'll show you where we're at. Wow, if that was the problem and I just couldn't see it last night, I'm going to be happy. All right, so here's the issue with this weather stripping. You see right here, it's got a little groove on it, and it just fits right in like that with about this much, quarter much of rubber showing. But if you look on the other side, you don't see any rubber showing, and that's because the rubber is gone. It ripped off, and you can actually get it in all the way, and that's the way I had it, and it was just creating the glass to bind and not line up. So you actually have to keep it out, and one of the ways it's easier to slide it up and down to get it to fit in place all the way up into the corner there is to spray the inside of the channel with some foaming glass cleaner, which is what I did, and that allows you to slide the weather stripping up and down. So let me get this in place a little better and we'll see how it goes. All right, so with the weather stripping in place the right way, I was able to get the window all the way up. I think I have the same problem with this one. Might be tucked in a little too much, so I'll have to play with that one a little bit. Now let me see if I can get things snugged up and it might work better. We got it. We're in good shape. Everything's tightened down. I'm just going over this weather stripping because if you remember, this is the weather stripping that gave us the problem. We had it in too far. So I'm just pulling it out. This is a broken vent window here. We got that in place at least. So I'm making sure this weather stripping isn't buried too deep into this channel. And you could do that pretty much sliding your finger down. You can feel where you got the tightness. Alright. And now remember, these window motors use a lot of juice, and going up and down, up and down, up and down, getting everything lined up and installed, there's a tendency for them to get hot and really drain the battery down. I'm doing the same thing with the weather stripping over here. I'm just pulling it out a little so it's not too far in the channel. And with new weather stripping, everything's gonna be tight anyway, but this is with the vehicle off. Goes up pretty good. With the vehicle on, it does much better. All right, and it's all the way up, and that'll work itself in as the weather stripping starts to wear a little bit. Lubing the channels definitely makes a big difference, and starting the truck up, giving full juice to that motor makes a big difference too. But we're up, we're down, we lube the channels. I used, a lot of people like to use white lithium grease. I like to use like an extreme pressure kind of gear lubricant. It's chain and gear you would use it for. This has a tendency not to change with heat as far as hot and cold and drip off of the thing. It is nasty when you get it on you, but lube the channels where the rollers go, make sure everything's lubed up and you're good to go. If in the short term, if these weather strips really keep binding, what you can do is you can spray some Dawn dish soap just to give it a little lubrication until they really seat into the proper place. But you see it goes up all the way. It's just it's a little slow, vehicles off. So now our next step is keep assembling the door. But that's it for the door motor. Just be patient, have plenty of light, and don't break shit like I do, and don't start cursing and screaming like I do, because it was a pain in the ass. But if you're patient and you got enough light, light is the key. It goes in pretty good, and if you weren't redoing weather stripping, it probably would have been in and out real easy. That's it today from Axel's Garage. It's it for you today. I'm going to keep making videos because it's sunny out, and I got the whole day to make videos, so we're going to keep making videos and putting shit together on this truck. Thanks for watching.